Hey guys, what's up? It's Dan, and there was some recent BB Tag news that came out, and I wanted to go through that a little bit because I thought it was pretty interesting. And that was there was a data mine. Somebody data mined the Nintendo Switch version of Cross Tag, and they were able to pull out the names, WAV files, and stuff of the remaining DLC characters. And these 9 that we know so far are from the returning characters, or from the returning series, that I should say, that are already in the game. So we have Izayoi, Mai Natsume, and Nine the Phantom from Blazblue. We have Mitsuru, Akihiko, and Labris from Persona 4 Arena. And from Uniel, we have Merkava, Yuzuriha, and Mika. It's interesting. I do like some of the picks for P4A and for Blazblue. I'm a little bit disappointed that there's no Ruby characters. There's no other Ruby characters making it in. I was kind of hoping to see like Juniper or Coco or even some of the villains. I think Mercury would be like one of the coolest characters to animate, since in the show, let's be real, he's one of the only ones with actual animation. The rest of the characters just kind of flail their arms and shoot stuff. But there are 2 names that stick out from those 9 characters, and that's the extra 2 that I didn't mention. These 2 were data mined, I think, a little later afterwards. Somebody found the WAV files for them, and it was 2 characters named Asuka and Yumi. And those characters apparently are from the Senran Kagura series. I guess it's confirmed, considering I think the guy said that it was, you can hear the full name, the announcers say the full name, and that's kind of how everybody figured out, or this guy figured out what the DLC characters are, is that there are text files and WAV files of the announcer for the character selects saying their names. And these 2 are a little bit, they're interesting choices, because if they are from Senran Kagura and they're not unused assets, I'm hoping they're not. The guy said that there's no text associated with them like all the other characters, but I'll talk about that really quick. I'll talk about a little bit later. What I'm hoping is that they do what I've been hoping. I'm saying this a lot, but what I want them to do with Cross Tag is I want them to just make this like, this is the base game, this is the DLC for Season 1, and yeah, they add some Senran Kagura characters. The only time that I know Senran Kagura. By the way, I should mention that I'm not like the biggest player of Senran Kagura. I've never really played any of the games. I just know that Nitro Plus Blasters has, was it like 1 or 2? Something like that. I know Nitro Plus Blasters has some Senran Kagura characters, but anyway, if it is Senran Kagura characters, what I'm hoping is that, like I said, they do a Season 1 with the Senran Kagura characters in it, and then Season 2, like after this is all finished, however long it takes them to release these 11 characters, we start getting more characters down the line, like from different series that Arc System maybe owns. You know, Chaos Code, well, they don't own it, but they publish it, publish or own. So like Chaos Code, Aquapaza, or Arcana Heart Melty. Since we already have Uniel, I'm pretty sure we could get some new Melty. Like, I know that this is a lot of work. A lot of those are very low res sprites, and if you take a look at the game right now, Ruby and Weiss are the best looking sprites in the game, bar none. Even the Blazblue sprites don't compare. Everything else just looks really low res compared to them. So there would have to be a lot of sprite work, especially for those. Guilty Gear would be kind of cool as well, but at the same time, you can't use those sprites. Those sprites are 480p sprites from previous games. They would look terrible, and it would just look awkward with their 3D models, so they'd have to make entirely new models, sprite sets. But that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping for an Arc System Works Fighting Climax Ultra Jam versus Sugar Ray Robinson and in the Hexagon. I don't know. It just, I want it to be something Ultra, Blazblue, Cross Tag, Climax, Ultimate, Super, AE 2012. And I hope that they add more series as the game goes on, for however long they're planning to let this game ride, however long the lifespan's going to be. I think it would be a great idea for them to just release the game, do what their DLC is going to be for the first season, if they're even in their first wave of DLC, then do their second one with maybe more Ruby, more Senran Kagura, if that's what this is, and some other characters from the base roster of the other 3 games, and then just start adding more characters from different fighting games that Arc System Works owns or that they can get licenses to. Honestly, I think that that would be a great way to keep the longevity of this game and keep interest in this game. Yeah, and going back a little bit, that's kind of all I want to say. I said it, ended it really awkwardly, but that's really what I want. Is I just want them to keep adding more as the game continues to grow. So every year or whatever, just keep adding more characters. Just balance it. Don't release any super ultimate edition versions or whatever, or maybe do that for the people who haven't bought the base roster and just, you know, they don't want to shell out all the money for the DLC, whatever. But the other thing about why some people are saying that somebody on, I think it's somebody who's working on the Steam version, the port or something like that, I forget what it is. Somebody on the Steam forum said that this is probably just junk data, the Asuka and Yumi, and I don't really think that's true, mainly because this isn't the first time that an Arc System Works game has been data mined and we found data of characters that later on got added as DLC. In Continuum Shift, in Blazblue Continuum Shift, I believe they data mined the game. Jubei was data mined in Central Fiction as well. I forget if it was just the announcer name and the theme or if there was more. But in Continuum Shift, Valkenheim, Platinum, New, and Makoto, I believe. I think Rayleigh too. All of them got data mined because their themes were already in the game. And I believe they had character placeholders for them, but they weren't named. I think the themes were named, and that's how they got the names of who all was getting added in. But this isn't new to be missing stuff from Arc System Works' games, to have chunks of it missing when people data mine. And I think this is probably the same thing. There might not be any text associated with it because it depends on how far along the development they're done, or just whatever, what have you. I don't know. There's many reasons that the text for the characters could not appear, but the waves do. I really doubt that it's unused audio files unless they confirm it, but that's just what I think. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to say about that, is that honestly I think it's probably 2 Senran Kagura characters. If there's just, I mean, why would they record the voices, or record the announcers saying both of those characters' names and leave it in the game and not have any text associated with it? It's very strange that they would leave something like that in there. And I know that it's hard to remove stuff from code, but it's a little strange that it's a little weird. I think we're probably going to be in for a surprise for this game, at least when it comes to DLC characters. And that's all I wanted to talk about. Video is going to cut out in about 30 seconds because this camera can only record 10 minutes at a time. So if you liked it, like it, subscribe, whatever, do all that cool stuff. And yeah, I'm going to go work on some videos on this, as well as do some videos for my second channel. There's 2 other channels I have. There's a second, third one. There's one that's regular Let's Plays of older games, and then there's a Yu-Gi-Oh card opening channel. Go check that out. That's HurtboxTV. And later. It's gonna die now.